Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam Devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu bhadreshu Nityam bhagavata sevaya Bhagavati uttama shloke Bhaktir bhavati naishtiki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam 10th Canto, Chapter 7, entitled The Killing of the Demon Trinavarta, text number 18. Ekadarohamarudham Lalayanti sutam sati Lalayanti sutam sati Garimanam shishorvodhum Garimanam shishorvodhum Nasehe girikutava Nasehe girikutava Ekadarohamarudham Lalayanti sutam sati Garimanam shishorvodhum Nasehe girikutava Ekadarohamarudham Lalayanti sutam sati Garimanam shishorvodhum Nasehe girikutava. Ekadarohamarudham Lalayanti sutam sati Garimanam shishorvodham Ekadarohamarudham Lalayanti sutam sati Garimanam shishorvodham Nasehe Matajis Ekadarohamarudham Lalayanti sutam sati Garimanam shishorvodhum Ekada, one time, estimated to have been when Krishna was 1 year old. Aroham, on his mother's lap. Arudham, who was sitting. Lalayanti was patting. Sutam, her son. Sati, Mother Yashoda. Garimanam, because of an increase in heaviness. Shishoho, of the child. Vodhum, to bear him. Na, not. Sehe, was able. Girikutavat, appearing like the weight of a mountain peak. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. One day, a year after Krishna's appearance, Mother Yashoda was patting her son on her lap. But suddenly she felt the child to be heavier than a mountain peak, and she could no longer bear his weight. Purport. Lalayanti. Sometimes a mother lifts her child, and when the child falls in her hands, the child laughs, throwing up the child. Catch it. I thought this is an Indian practice, but I saw it in Moscow also, in the parks. Sometimes a mother lifts her child, and when the child falls in her hands, the child laughs, and the mother also enjoys pleasure. Yashoda used to do this, but this time Krishna became very heavy, and she could not bear his weight. Under the circumstances, it is to be understood that Krishna was aware of the coming of Trinavarta Sura, who would take him far away from his mother. Krishna knew that when Trinavarta came and took him away from his mother's lap, Mother Yashoda would be greatly bereaved. He did not want his mother to suffer any difficulty from the demon. Therefore, because he is the source of everything, Janmadhyasya Yataha, he assumed the heaviness of the entire universe. The child was on the lap of Yashoda, who was therefore in possession of everything in the world. But when the child assumed such heaviness, she had to put him down in order to give Trinavartasura an opportunity to take him away and play with him for some time before the child returned to the lap of his mother. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guruhu Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagraja Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavane Vrishabhano Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Radha Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Ram Hare Hare. One day, a year after Krishna's appearance, Mother Yashoda was patting her son on her lap. Suddenly she felt the child to be heavier than a mountain peak, and she could no longer bear his weight. So, this is the beginning of a new chapter, Krishna Leela, where another demon, Trinavarta, who came in the form of a powerful whirlwind with a desire to carry 1-year-old baby Krishna high up in the air and to just throw him, smash him from there on the ground. Mother Yashoda was not aware of this, and she was just keeping the little baby Krishna on her lap. Lalayanti. But Krishna knew that Trinavarta is very soon coming. He knows past, present and future. So he wanted to take advantage of that, to get a free ride. And therefore, but he didn't want to, her mother to be unnecessarily in anxiety. As if Trinavarta were to come and pick right off Mother Yashoda's lap, that would be really very painful for her. So he wanted her to just keep him down and just be involved in her service so that when Trinavarta came, unnecessarily she wouldn't be disturbed. But she wouldn't put down. Who will put Krishna down? Any of these pastimes can go on eternally. So therefore Krishna increased his weight gradually. Anoraniyan Mahato Mahiyan. He is Yogeshwar. Without increasing his size, he can increase his weight and even reduce it. How we wish we had that. Without increasing size, you can increase weight and also reduce. Very interestingly, in the purport, this word is emphasized, lalayanti. So many other things could have been mentioned, especially this word lalayanti. And the elaboration, actually it means patting. But here specifically, Prabhupada is writing the elaboration of the word lalayanti. Lalayanti is, you throw the child up, and the child is a little scared first, and you can see that face, fearfulness in the face of the child. But when the mother catches again, it's very happy and starts laughing. And it goes on and on. The reason is, at least what I surmise, here is a simple cowherd women throwing Krishna up and catching him. While the biggest of the demons, assuming a really gigantic form of a whirlwind, which can actually carry buildings sometimes, literally. Trees, huge trees can be picked up and then thrown off. Such a powerful whirlwind demon just couldn't release the tiny little grip of Krishna's hand, nor could he actually bear his weight. The same Krishna, somebody is just throwing him up and catching, giving great pleasure. And the same Krishna, somebody was desperately trying to pick him up. First he became so light, actually later again he became light. As soon as Trinavarta came, he became light like a feather, so that effortlessly Trinavarta could catch him and lift him up and took him very high in the air. And as soon as he reached high there, again he became, this time not like a mountain peak, but like the mountain. So it's the same Krishna. So somebody is throwing him up and catching. And somebody, even Mahaprabhu would demonstrate this. Sometimes he would become light like a cotton swab, and devotees would just transfer from one to another during the kirtan at the house of Srivas Thakur. And sometimes he would really become heavy like a mountain. When you fall, the ground would shake. So it's the same Krishna, but then ye yatha mam prapadyante. What is our intention? He can be lighter and the lightest and make you feel light and happy and blissful. And the same Krishna can become a big burden, heavy burden on the head, if we do not have the proper attitude. So I would like to sort of focus on this topic of burden. When does Krishna become so light and wonderful? When does Krishna become a big burden? If we don't surrender to the Lord, then Krishna becomes a big burden. There are so many burdens in the Srimad Bhagavatam 7th canto. There is a beautiful verse. Naivo dvije paraduratya vaitaranya twadvirya gayana mahamrita magna chittaha shoche tato vimukha chetasa indriyartha maya sukhaya bharamudvahato vimudha. Prahlad Maharaj is telling about himself. He is feeling two emotions simultaneously. He is feeling blissfulness, light, and simultaneously very heavy. Heavily burdened. He says, Na eva udvije. Udvije means I am not burdened or disturbed. I am not in anxiety. I am not disturbed. Naivo udvije para. Oh, the Supreme, oh Lord, he's telling Lord Narsingadev, Na eva udvije para duratyaya. This mama maya duratyaya. This material world is so difficult to cross. It's like a huge ocean. Vaitaranya. Very difficult to cross over this material existence, cycle of birth and death. But I'm not concerned. That's not a big thing for me. Why? Twadvirya gayana. I am always glorifying, remembering, absorbed. I'm glorifying Twadvirya, your beautiful name, form, qualities, activities. Twadvirya gayana, maha amrita. And I am tasting the nectar. Mahamrita, magna chittaihi. My consciousness is fully absorbed, Krishna conscious. So when we are Krishna conscious, we feel so light. There is no big burden of all the reactions. Kleshagni, the first sign of devotional service is all the lifetimes of sinful reactions go away. You actually feel light. Therefore, somebody can dance. You can't dance otherwise. Can you imagine? In your two hands, I used to give this example in Bhagavad Gita course. If you have 500 kilos weight in two hands, and then you are asked, raise your hands and dance. Person can't. Whereas release everything and say dance, that's easier. So burdened by sinful reactions and so many anxieties, worries, fear, tension. So, naivo dvije paradura shoche tato, but I am simultaneously lament. For myself, I have no anxiety. I am blissful, mahamrita. I am tasting the nectar. I am very happy. Shoche tato, but I'm always lamenting. For whom? Shoche tato vimukha chetasa. Those who have turned their consciousness away from you. Material consciousness. Shoche tato vimukha chetasa. Why? Indriyartha. Just to enjoy material happiness. Maya sukhaya. Which is temporary. And there is no substance in it. Bharam. And Prabhupada translates this bharam as weight. False burden or responsibility of maintaining one's own family, society and nation, and elaborate arrangements for that purpose. Elaborate arrangements to maintain the body and its extensions. Bharam udvahato. They are carrying a great burden. Vimudhan. Why is it befooled actually? Vimudhan is befooled. Why? Because so many political, social and cultural plans are being made by the so-called politicians and leaders and scientists and philosophers to solve this world's problems. Elaborate arrangements have been made. So many plans, planning commissions are being set up. This world is dukkhalayam ashashvatam, certified by the Lord as a place of misery and a place of temporary. Everything is temporary. But the so-called leaders of society, without this understanding, try to adjust the misery by their own endeavors against the will of the Lord. They want to make this place sukhalayam shashvatam. Moghasha, mogha karmana, mogha jnana, vichetasaha. But because they don't understand what is the solution, all these things becomes a big burden on the neck, which actually crushes them. You know, that heavy weight crushes them under their own, as Prabhupada writes in 7th canto, unnecessary necessities. Very nice usage of word. Unnecessary necessities. So many upadhis, and to maintain these designations, so many elaborate arrangements. Practically most of which is not necessary, not needed. Rather, the energy should be used for solving the real problems of life. And that is very simple. Mamevaye prapadyante mayametam tarandide. So, ahankara vimudhatma kartaham iti manyate. They are so proud, they think that I am going to solve this independently of the Creator's help. But then everything is finished. They are crushed under their own endeavors. So, through the mode of passion and ignorance, this material world is controlled by material Prakriti, Durga Devi. She is riding on a lion, and lion embodies the mode of passion and ignorance. Through mode of passion and ignorance, when we independently try to solve the problems, it doesn't solve, and therefore it becomes a big burden. The solution to the problem becomes a bigger problem. Generally, any time we try to solve one little problem in our own way, the solution becomes bigger than the original problem. So, so that is the first level. And what is the solution? Solution is very simple. Take up Krishna consciousness. To be conscious of Krishna. That's also very beautifully explained in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Kathanchana smrite yasmin dushkaram sukaram bhavet vismrite viparitam syad Shri Chaitanyam namamitam. Kathanchana smrite yasmin. If we only remember Lord Chaitanya in any situation, dushkaram sukaram bhavet. The most difficult problems which is burdening our existence can immediately be solved like that. Dushkaram, very difficult to cross over the cycle of birth and death. But it becomes so easy, like a hoof print, water contained in the hoof print of a calf. For others, it is duratyaya, it's an ocean, unlimited, fathom, bottomless and shoreless ocean. Whereas for a devotee who is actually remembering the Lord always, it becomes like easy to cross over. While vismrate viparitam syat, and if you forget in the Lord, even the smallest things become so difficult. So difficult. What does that mean? Because ultimately it's all Krishna giving that intelligence, giving that strength. The moment we acknowledge and depend, then we can be empowered to do amazing things. The moment that is taken away, the mercy is taken away, that remembrance is taken away, that connection is taken away, powerful light, lighting the whole world, powerful fan, cooling the whole room. But if the connection is taken away, the plug is, or the main switch is switched off, it cannot light or enlighten the room or cool the room. That connection is that remembrance. And remembrance becomes much easier when there is love. When there is love, remembrance is much easier. When there is no love, remembrance is an austerity. So right now it's an austerity for us because we don't have love for Krishna. Therefore we are forced to do bhakti, more like an austerity, a tapasya. His Holiness Devamrit Swami Maharaj, in his series of lectures which has been put into a book called Bhakti Bhava that he gave in Russian festival, there he speaks about when we come to Krishna consciousness, most of the time, why we have come to Krishna consciousness? We are burdened by the outside world. And when we come, the first thing is that burden is thrown. Relief. Mukti. So the first installment is relief. But then he says, this cannot last long. The heart should be full of emotions. There should be loving emotions. If the heart is lacking, everyone looks for a future in Krishna consciousness in emotional fulfillment. Devotees are intelligent. They have come to Krishna consciousness, and after coming here, since time and again they are banged on the head by the philosophy, na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim. They understand. Even if they have that desire that I want to get little money and this and that, yeah, but to be used in Krishna's service, okay. But that's not their longing. But their main concern is, will I be happy after 10 years? Will I be happy after 15 years? How will my heart feel after so many years? And that feeling comes only when there is actual devotional service. Unless one is relishing the taste of devotional service. Therefore, Chaitanya Leela is nothing but expression to the whole creation, especially to the whole world, how much devotional service is so fulfilling to the heart that Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, Shukadev, Narada, forget about them. Even Mahavishnu wants to become a servant. Chaitanya Radas Mui, Chaitanya Radas, Chaitanya Radas Mui, Tar Daser Das. Advaitacharya is saying this. Nityananda forgets he is the Supreme Lord. He wants to become a servant. In fact, even the Supreme Personality of Godhead forgets his lordship. And he wants to taste the Mahamrita Magna Chittai, the consciousness of what is it that my devotees are tasting. I want to engage in that, drown in that ocean. That is Chaitanya Leela. And unless a person develops taste for devotional service and is actually relishing positive, wonderful emotions for Krishna, for his devotees, there is dryness in the heart, even after 20, 30 years. And then Maya proposes, look, think twice. I had told you, don't be so fanatic. Maybe you are seeming that some others are sticking on. Maybe they are pretending. Maybe. You see that man fell away after 30 years. And this one after 12 years. Soch lo. I'm not telling you, I'm concerned about you, that's all. I'm concerned. How much of sense gratification you have left? You're simply controlling. It's dry, man. Fill your heart. I have a lot of things to fill your heart with. Wonderful emotions. So there is no question of being simply relief. If you are just satisfied, I am relieved now from all that suffering. That relief, sense of relief, the heart needs emotions. So that emotional fulfillment, bhakti bhava. Shri Gauranga Gunanu Varnana Vidhau, Shraddha Samruddhyan Vidhau, Papo Tapa Nikrintanau Tanubhritam, Govinda Ganamritai, Ananda Ambudhi Vardhanaika Nipunau, Kaivalya Nistarakau, Vande Rupa Sanatanau, Raghuyugau, Shri Jiva Gopalakau. The 6 Goswamis, they have come to teach us what Mahaprabhu has given. Ananda Ambudhi Vardhanaika Nipuna. They are expert in 2 things. Increasing our faith in the mercy of Lord Chaitanya and tasting the beautiful nectar of devotional service in the association of sincere devotees. They know how to increase. Gopi, Bhava, Rasa, Amrita, Abdhi, Lahari, Kallola, Magnau, Muhur. They are completely absorbed rolling and drowning in the ocean of Gopi Bhava Rasa Amrita Abdhi, Bhakti Rasa Amrita Sindhu, an eternal ocean of devotional nectar. So this is what they have come to offer. So, unless we positively take another burden, what is that burden? Relief from the old burden is one thing, but that cannot make the heart happy. The heart becomes happy when you take another burden. And what is that burden? Love means to serve. If we love Krishna, we have to serve and please Him. And serve means to please Him. To love and please the Lord and take that burden. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, in one particular purport, Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, 3rd chapter, 14th verse. Here, Battle of Kurukshetra is finished. 64 crores of people have been killed. The earth is relieved of the burden of unnecessary demoniac soldiers. Prabhupada explains, is it burdensome to earth? No. She has big mountains and oceans. She has huge trees. That's not a burden. 5% of the population are human beings. And there also, in some places, that's all. Mostly Mumbai. All in the cities. Other places, if you see Russia, except Moscow, which is like 3/4 of the population, the whole thing is only polar bears and other things are there, that's all. Hardly any human beings. That's not a burden for her. The burden is not the weight of the people. The burden is dharma glani. Of those who are ungrateful to all the blessings that they are receiving from their parents, from the Supreme Father and the Mother Nature. And blasting, blaspheming, ignoring, neglecting, preaching against. When a son misuses the father's property to blaspheme the father, the mother hides the wealth. That's in tremendous anxiety for her. That's a big burden. The biggest burden to the government are the antisocial elements. 10 people blast some bombs and create a terror. So much of money and effort is spent on putting security everywhere. Such a burden to the government. Such a burden. Just one incident, and for next year or two, everywhere, and misery, burden. Everyone has to open the bag and check. Everywhere. Probably even as you enter your house, somebody will check you also. As time passes. Who knows? Nobody can be trusted. So, that was not a burden. At the release of the burden, Krishna says, I used Bhishma and Drona and Arjun and Bhima to actually relieve this burden. Interesting, why Bhishma and Drona were on the other side. Otherwise, Pandavas wouldn't have died if all the four were on the same side. They would have sliced through the Kaurava army. So he put equal people so that nobody will remain except these 5 brothers, practically. So he relieved that. Nimitta matra, he used nimitta to release that burden of Mother Earth. Unwanted, rascal children. Children become like that. It's a big burden on the parents. Anxiety. That's not a burden. Another burden of Krishna was, now my own relatives, the Yadus, who are millions in number, they are becoming a burden on earth. How to relieve them? Now, that was Krishna's anxiety. Were the Yadu's burden? They were Krishna's own expansions. Why were they a burden? Though they were millions in number. Even Maharaj, his father, the king Ugrasena, had 4 quadrillion bodyguards. So, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, the Rasika Acharya, explains very beautifully the nature of this burden. There are 2 kinds of burden, he says. The burden of beast and the burden of love. The burden of beast, Gadha, donkey. He also carries burden of the dhobi. Jada vidya jata mayara vaibhava tomara bhajane badha moha janamiya anitya samsare jiva ke banaye gadha jiva ke banaye